At this point, we all sleeping on Tony Pollard. What's good, people? It's your boy, Mr. Rome, Cowboys fan talk, right back. Like I never left. What's up with y'all, man? This is my move right here. Let them hate. Most hated. First of all, I love this shirt. Love this shirt. Appreciate all the support. Everybody that just caught one recently, I appreciate y'all. If you want one, I'll put the shirt link in the description. Because the hate for Dak Prescott is back. It's back. It kind of left for a minute. He was getting a little bit of praise in the middle of the year, but it's back. It's MVP time, and people just disrespected my man. But that ain't the topic today. I just want to let y'all know that I see the hate. I see y'all building up the Packers. They doing that whole thing where they want to build the Packers up and try to jinx the Cowboys and build the pressure up and have the Cowboys playing tight and scared and all. No. We know who we are. We ain't a young team. We've been through a lot. We've been hated on a lot. We used to this. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I put Tony Pollard as the subject of this video. And I know it's crazy. Playoff week, of all the people to point out, why point out Tony Pollard? One, because our offense has been one-dimensional so many weeks. We've been kind of just running the ball when we could. Last week, versus let's just say early on, frisky Washington team defense, Tony just showed a little bit more burst. Does that mean I think that Tony Pollard's about to go into the playoffs and be Adrian Peterson, King Henry, Christian McCaffrey? No, not saying that. I'm saying that if Tony Pollard just resembles his old self, we good. Because Dak Prescott is playing at an elevated level. He's elevating everybody around him. Dak Prescott helped single-handedly turn CeeDee Lamb into the best receiver in the NFL. I'm taking it there. Ain't nobody taking it from me. The most all-purpose yards of any receiver in the league, CeeDee Lamb. 14 touchdowns, CeeDee Lamb. Yeah. That dude. Tyreek Hill has 40, 50 more yards receiving, but CeeDee Lamb all around has more yardage than him. More complete all-around player. A complete weapon. Runs the route tree. Plays from any position on the field, receiving-wise. Yeah, that's CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott helped get him there. And if you got players around you elevating their game, I know it's been weird to see Tony Pollard take a step back. And we've all said, what if it's been the amount of carries and things like that? And fine. It is the playoffs now. And although I'm not doing that whole 0-0 thing, because I don't believe in that 0-0 thing, you build your resume for a reason. You build your identity for a reason. Teams that don't want to recognize or acknowledge what they did during the regular season is because they had a bad regular season. No one that had a good regular season wants to, I don't know, man, it don't matter, man, we 0-0. No. That's why playoff teams have tiers. It's not a random lottery. It's not like, well, maybe I get the first seed. We all in the playoff. No, there's a reason why it's tiered like that. It's the reason why we won the NFC East. It's the reason why we're the second seed. Because we earned that. We ain't fumbled the bag like somebody else I know. But Tony Pollard this year, you could say it was a meager year. Like, he didn't quite get the amount of yards that we would have wanted him to get. But that 1,005, like last year, 1,007 yards. So it's not like crazily different yardage-wise, but those yards per carry look a little different. Last year was 5.2. This year is 4.0. Not completely horrible, but you're like, I need a little bit more. And that's where this X Factor thing come in. Last week, he was running like Isaiah Pacheco. And it's crazy for me to compare Tony Pollard to Isaiah Pacheco, but I've seen Isaiah Pacheco turn up in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. Now, we're not talking Super Bowl yet. We got to earn that. We got to beat the Packers. But what I do know is the Packers' rush defense, nah. I'm talking about like 27th in the league. Bad. I know they got Kenny Clark, but their rush defense is horrible. It's horrible. I'm not saying we go into this game and hang it up for Dak Prescott, because that pass defense, I was enlightened by my boy Sky. Y'all know Skywalker still. You know what I'm saying? My dog Jay Tuck, Patrick No. C. Walker, like other people, you can pass on them. My boy DFV, you can pass on them. So don't get away from the pass. The defense overall for the Packers isn't that good. They want to come in and win a shootout. I'm banking that our defense gets more stops than theirs. Am I saying that we're going to blank them? No, they'll probably get a touchdown or two. But I plan on getting a touchdown or 5 because we're a better team than them. Remember, just a couple weeks ago, we're going to talk about this as the week goes on. We're not going to act like the Giants ain't get busy versus them. We're not going to act like Tampa Bay didn't have one of their best games versus them. We're not going to act like that defense ain't did a dash. But we're going to focus on Tony Pollard right now. All I need is a spark. All a person needs is confidence. Football is a game of confidence. You can be down for a minute. You just had that moment and it just clicks. It clicked last week for Tony Pollard. It clicked last week for Rico Dowdle. See, that's the other X factor. I ain't put him in the thumbnail. Maybe a little Hunter Lipke. The running game is going to be important for the playoffs. It's rare you go into the playoffs and you just win with no running game at all. We're going to need Tony Pollard. If we think even the years when Joe Burrow had a run, right? When the Rams had a run, there has to be some element of the running game. We haven't had it. To see a little flash of Tony Pollard last week, to see the pass out the backfield and to see Rico take it down, like just to see that. Because remember, Tony Pollard, although he only 1,000 yards receiving wise this year, Tony Pollard had 311 yards, right? 311 yards receiving, 55 catches, 311 yards. That puts him at 1,300 all-purpose yards. You want to say that's horrible? No, that's a great year. 1,300 yards for anyone is a great year. Nobody talking about that, though, because that little element gets lost. I know we see him have some drops. I know we haven't seen him turn up like we wanted him to. And maybe I myself, I have to take this back. I was saying we just broke a bone. He's fine. Sometimes you don't know psychologically what an injury does to a player. It might have just taken him a while for it to click. But if it's clicking at the right time, it's time for that. I saw some good the last couple of weeks, if you want to be honest, in the Detroit game. I've seen some good punishing runs from Tony Pollard. Now, Rico runs hard. Rico runs like, shout out to Marion Barber, man, rest in peace. Rico runs real hard, but Tony, it's like it's been taking him a while. And he said the other day, he said, I hold myself very accountable. I hold myself to a high standard. So he know. But I really do feel like right now, with the playoffs about to start, with the amount of focus, that's what yesterday's video was about. If you ain't see it, go check it out. The amount of focus that this team has had, I feel like the one thing that everybody's sleeping on, because it's Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, of course they're going to get busy. Brandon Cooks with that corner end zone pass that we've been killing them with the last couple of weeks. Brandon Cooks is coming into like he's locked in. Fergie is Fergie. Like our offense, I'll probably do a video on just the weapons that we have and why the Packers should be way more worried about us than us worried about them. Way more worried, especially with that defense. But they're young and dumb, so they don't believe that we're going to be able to do nothing. That's fine. But I feel like the one person that's being slept on, forgotten, is Tony Pollard. And look, it's our fault. 2 weeks ago, we was begging for Dalvin. Go get Dalvin Cook, because we just want this team's running game to be better. We just want it. We need that element, and we knew how important it was. We was beating the drum for King Henry because at the time, Tony Pollard didn't look right. Last week, the one thing I take away from that Washington game, outside of Dak Prescott and the offense beating them down like an anti-lock, I couldn't even get that one out. Beating the brakes off them, the anti-lock brakes, was that Tony Pollard looked a little different. He showed a little flash. And y'all tell me if I'm tripping in the comments. Tell me if I'm tripping in the comments. And I feel like it's right on time. Especially versus a rush defense like the Packers. It's right on time. Build that confidence. Look over the last couple of weeks. Watch Tony Pollard's runs. It's not about getting a 100-yard game. I'm past that. I don't care if it's a little mixture. I don't care if Tony go get me 60. We go get me 30. Hunter get me 10. Dak scramble for 10. We get 115 that way. We have to be balanced in the playoffs. If we allow a team to just pigeonhole us and it's just Dak or nothing, we will lose. And they ain't got nothing to do with Dak Prescott. It's just not making the team cover everything. You have to keep these defenses off balance. So y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about Tony Pollard being the X factor. I really do. It's not saying that Tony Pollard's the most important, but the X factor for our offense, yeah, that's TP. I'll holla.